My fellow Americans, in this poignant hour, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day has set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. That is what Franklin D. Roosevelt said the night of June 6, 1944. Many of you may or may not know, but June 6, 1944, over 156,000 American, Canadian, and British soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy. Along with the infantry storming the beaches, over 13,000 paratroopers and the airborne dropped in the night before. Back in the day, when those soldiers came home, they were praised and looked upon as heroes. Fast forward about 70 years and you don't hear of them anymore, or rarely at all. From a young age, I was in love with history. I didn't know what it was, but it always had my attention, especially the World War II era. I think one of the biggest reasons was the fact that my very first video game was Medal of Honor Frontline. I can still remember the opening mission. It was storming the beaches of Normandy. I would play that game over and over again, thinking it was the best thing ever. Along with the game, part of my family was involved in World War II. Someone on my dad's side of the family was stationed on the USS Arizona, and on December 7th, 1941, the USS Arizona was sunk during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Luckily, he had shore leave and survived the attack, and someone on my mom's side of the family actually stormed the beaches of Normandy on June 6th. As time went on and I grew up, I taught myself more and more about history. I learned things that nobody else would understand in the slightest. People would look at me like I'm crazy or that I was obsessed. In reality, I just have a bigger appreciation for what the world sacrificed during World War II. I personally think that the generation that fought during World War II is the world's greatest generation. At 18 years old, or even 16, they were storming beaches, jumping out of the airplanes, getting in dogfights, and learning how to shoot and kill. About 9 months ago, I got involved with reenacting World War II. I wanted to do this to keep the history of World War II alive and the memory of those who served. I joined a unit called the 5th Army Rangers, Fox Company, and we also portrayed the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment of the 82nd Airborne, Easy Company. After reenacting for a bit, I was invited to other units too. I joined the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 1st Battalion, Baker Company, of the 82nd Airborne, and finally, the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 1st Battalion, Able Company. I do this to honor the memory and sacrifices made by those who served in World War II, and the ones who are still buried over there. I do this because of how happy it makes the veterans. While I was reenacting at D-Day, Ohio, an Army Ranger veteran came up to me with a tear in his eye and hugged me. The only words he said was, "Thank you."